Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome back to another live show. This is episode 55 of IrixGuy's live show, and I am coming at you from a mobile device. So there may be intermittent connectivity issues. So feel free to complain along with me if intermittent connectivity issues occur. See a lot of people tuning in. This show, like most all my live shows, is not scheduled. Well, do I feel like doing a live show? And I do it. So today we're going to update everyone on a lot of things. Everything from cameras to drones, tutorials, just kind of get hit it across the board. And if you're watching this at approximately 2:30 or 2:40 p.m. New York City time, this is a live show. Kevin, good to see you. Kevin is one of the many more active viewers, or should I go as far as to say subscribers, of IrixGuy's Adventure channel. So it's greatly appreciated, and that's what it's all about. Showing your support and simply subscribe. Way to do it. Appreciate that. Been having a lot of time with the A7 III. And it's interesting because Sony A7 III is a base model camera, meaning that, it's an entry-level, full-frame, mirrorless camera. But curiously enough, the entry-level A7 III, and again, it's back-ordered most everywhere. I was lucky because when I saw it hit the market, I knew that, I needed to pre-order ASAP. And I got lucky and got one, but it's a game changer because with the A7 III, I now have a rock solid 4K interchangeable lens camera with high quality autofocus. So if I don't have my film crew, I can get very excellent, and I'll go as far as to say pretty much identical to manual focus quality using autofocus. So the A7 III has been a downgrade in camera technology that has drastically upgraded the 4K video production quality of my channel. Ian, welcome aboard from England. Cool, man. Cool place. We got people tuning in from all over the world right now. I see the live participants just popping up. Again, if you're watching this at approximately 2:41 p.m. New York City time, it's live, meaning that anything you type within the video's comments that I can see in real time. So, yeah, really cool. And just can't say how stoked I still am with the Mavic Air. That drone, usually I find flaws with the drone, and the Mavic Air has just been a rock solid performer. And I picked up the car charger, and that's a game changer because you can drive around and recharge your batteries. If only they would enable people to recharge Mavic Air with USB-C, because that would open up an entirely new avenue for portability. Recharging in the field off USB battery banks, recharging the battery banks with solar panels. I mean, just a huge new realm of possibility. But for whatever reason, even though it's got a USB-C port on the back, it's not USB rechargeable. So, it makes me wonder if, a few subscribers have commented, they're like, it's not DJI trying to sell more battery chargers. It's some sort of technological limitation. Irix, I know you fly your drones in the ocean. Let me see here. Let me pop that back up. On my mobile device, sometimes comments fly by. I know you fly your drones in the ocean, but what is your record distance from you with the drones? Well, again, I always fly line of sight to be safe and responsible. With that said, there have been times in international waters in international waters with nothing around, where I really put drones to their limit. And I'm not one to do a range test, but at times in international waters with no one around, I have achieved outstanding range with the drones. Podman, so Air's still on the big list. Hello from UK. Welcome, Podman. Yep, Mavic Air is still my #1 drone. But yeah, to answer your question about the range, again, over international waters, nobody around, I've really been thrilled by the range that I was able to achieve from both my Phantom 4 and my Mavic Air. And again, for everyday use, when I'm not over international waters, I think it was about 2 to 3 miles for the Phantom 4. It may have been over 3. I mean, it's ridiculously far. And I mean, for everyday use, when I'm not over international waters, you know, I've never had a problem with Phantom 4 or the Mavic Air where I lost control and or FPV throughout the entire visual line of sight range. So, you know, Mavic Air, I used to love the Phantom 4, but I was out in been to Hawaii. Yep, been 3 times. Been to Kauai, Maui, Oahu, and Molokai. I want to go back, man. It's just a shame, man. Hawaii's getting so built up, and you know, most of the time, I love Hawaii. I love the climate. Mama's Fish House on Maui and Paia is my best place to eat, favorite place to eat. Has anyone ever thrown anything at your drone? Well, they've thrown a lot of profanity, and that's, you know, that's the thing with drones. You know, haters are always going to hate. So you get all these drone haters that don't understand the technology. They don't understand what you're doing, and they curse and point fingers. Now, I will go as far as to say, and I will not disclose the location, but I was out a few days ago flying my Mavic Air. Threw rocks at your Mavic Air. That's bad. Well, you need to inform him that he was throwing rocks at an aircraft. A drone is not a toy. He was throwing rocks at your aircraft. You know, let him know how serious that is. My brother and I have the Mavic Air. We have flown roughly the same amount, but his controller has developed a fault. Let's see. Let me scroll back here through comments. I'm on the mobile device. The arms that hold the phone tablet have started to get loose. If your arms that are holding your phone or tablet get loose, check out the little aftermarket controller thing that I use for my Mavic Air. You can find it on my website. It's actually worked pretty well. Let's see, got tons of comments coming in. SoCal says, what's up? Welcome, SoCal Seth. Fruitful Woman Pox says, howdy from Texas. Hello to the great state of Texas. Kevin says, I hope they come out with Phantom 5. Yeah, radio silence, huh? Where is the Phantom 5? Where's the Mavic Pro 2? Have you ever visited Bodfari, one of the best places in the world to fly drones? Getting your cardio in, yep. Getting rid of the beer gut. You know, one thing that's cool is going out and multitasking. Doing a YouTube live show, burning calories, and continuing to eat as much high quality food as I want. Because I walk a lot. But, yeah, it's, back to your thing about people throwing rocks at your drone. I mean, that's a huge problem, because it's Frugal says again, since there is no competition, there is no need for DJI to release anything. You're right. And what I thought was funny, and back to yesterday, have you checked out the Dolce diet? Man, I never diet. I just eat whatever I want to and walk. So that's my diet. The I will not disclose the location, but so I was flying my Mavic Air yesterday, and then I see this huge Phantom. It was a Phantom 4. I mean, it was huge. After flying the Mavic Air, you start to realize that the Mavic Air is super small. But the people that were flying it were very irresponsible, and they were flying over vehicles, flying over people. They obviously weren't filming. If they were, they had no idea how to capture a slow, smooth, and stable video from a drone, because they were just, I mean, they were flying like a maniac. And then to top it off, they landed in gravel and dry dirt. So all this dust kicked up. Total idiots. And, you know, I didn't have my drone evangelist wardrobe on, so I didn't approach them. But had I been wearing the drone evangelist sport coat and tie combo, I would have preached a little. And I would have preached about drone safety and told them that, you know, that's reckless, and I'm the drone evangelist, and they show me. He wants to fly at a wedding. Yeah, that sounds like a bad combination. That sounds pretty bad. Keep him away from drones. You know, throw him a little toy Nerf bow and arrow or something, and tell him to go out and shoot it in the backyard and have fun. SoCal says we'll have to get up. Let's see. We'll have to get you an electric blue suit and pulpit and a light up drone tie. That'd be cool. Speaking of that, man, I gotta get the drone evangelist back out. He's been, you know, the last, if y'all kept up with the drone evangelist series, you know, he was involved with some stuff in Bermuda, and one of his key followers, they were arrested, and drone evangelist just got into a lot of stuff. Have you ever drone hovering over your head carrying a halo? That's pretty funny. Yeah, but there's you know, a lot of good stuff that's coming soon. And back to the question about the Phantom 5, it's just been radio silence. But, you know, to your point, they have no reason to release anything new because they have no competition. And speaking of that, just went on a random follow-up visit to Alltel Robotics, and wanted to see if if they've ever gotten that new drone out on the street. Ronin S, nope. But as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna get it. It looks super cool. But yeah, nothing of substance from Alltel Robotics. You know, again, 2017 CES, Alltel had a very nice drone, modular camera, looked very nice, never materialized. 2018 CES, Alltel had a pretty good looking drone, looks a lot like a Mavic Pro. Seems to be a very nice camera, but as of today, it is not materialized. So I don't know if anybody is going to step up and try to compete with DJI. So, you know, again, back to your point about Phantom 5, why is there no Phantom 5? Well, hey, if people are buying your other drones, if they're buying your older Phantoms, if they're buying the Mavic Air, you know, maybe they're even buying your collaboration with Rise Tech, and they're buying that cheap little Tello, which is a lot of fun. You know, why make something new? If people are buying what you got, don't waste the time, don't waste the money. You know, but still, what I hope is that despite these slow times for drone innovation, I hope that DJI's engineering teams behind the scenes and you know, really researching and putting something solid together, because if they're not, you know, they could get caught off guard. You know, if a big player like a Google or a Microsoft or an Apple, if they stepped up and said, hey, we're going to do drones, but we're not going to fail like GoPro did. But we're going to do drones and we're going to dethrone DJI. Somebody like a Google or an Apple, you know, they could do that. Kevin says, I know I was trying to get you to buy the Phantom 4 Pro Plus because of the integrated screen with non-glare, but do you still get glare? Well, with the Mavic Air, and again, I obviously don't have a DJI screen for it. I just use my iPhone 7 Plus, and it's been a treat even without a glare protector. So iPhone and swap it out. So yeah, I don't know, but it's, you know, we've got to see something new from DJI soon. And I think the next thing, I don't know, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, we're going to get Mavic Pro 2 and it's going to be at CES or NAB. Well, both of those shows have passed and there's still no Mavic Pro 2. So if they didn't discontinue Phantom 5, there's a possibility that Phantom 5 may release before Mavic Pro 2. And honestly, I think their Mavic Air is probably selling so well that they don't have any sense of urgency to release anything. God, this pollen is killing me. Let's see what we got here. Ian says, does the back obstacle avoidance on the Mavic Air work on quick shot modes? Well, it's interesting you said that, because today I was flying, and anytime I use quick shot, for example, boomerang, I'm always cautious about what's behind the drone. Because I used asteroid because, you know, it goes backwards and kind of up. My assumption is that obstacle avoidance, and it's one of those things I've never wanted to put to the test, because, you know, you can abort the quick shot mode by tapping the screen. But, you know, if there was not obstacle avoidance, it would probably already be so close to the object. And if you had even a brief delay with the cancellation of the quick shot mode, you know, there's a pretty high degree of risk associated with that. So, you know, you may crash your drone, you know, if there's not obstacle avoidance. So I haven't tested it, and since I don't use the quick shot modes that frequently, my assumption is that they won't work, you know, just to be safe. But I don't know, has anybody out there tested that? Tested quick shot mode, obstacle avoidance? Let's see here. Getting in a little sketchy cellular area. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get a Phantom 5 or a Mavic Pro 2 soon. But until then, man, Mavic Air has just been, it's been the best in class. And I found with Mavic Air, without a doubt, the HDR, the high dynamic range, blows the Phantom 4 out of the water. Yeah, Ian says very risky on circle and boomerang. Yeah, those modes are, even if you're in a large area that may have trees around the perimeter, those modes are a recipe for possible disaster, because and obviously anytime I'm using quick shot mode, I'm always ready to abort by tapping the screen. But again, to be safe and responsible, and to hopefully reduce the possibility of crashing my drone into something, I always assume that the abort function will fail. So yeah, if I'm pretty confident with asteroid, because, you know, I'll go out in a place where there's nothing behind the drone, and I have a pretty high degree of confidence that it probably won't crash into anything. But yeah, like you were saying, boomerang and let's see, boomerang, whatever the other one you mentioned was, yeah, those modes, easy to crash into something. Well, I've burned 103 calories so far, which isn't much, considering I ate a brisket about an hour ago, a bunch of brisket, so, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Trees. Yeah, the A7 III, I tell you that, you know, back to your Ronin S comment, the A7 III on top of the Ronin S gimbal that's coming out will be absolutely incredible. And I've heard that the reason for the delay releasing Ronin S is that apparently they've handed out a few pre-release copies to some people that they feel are highly skilled in that area, and they've received some constructive criticism. And apparently they're revamping certain aspects of the Ronin S's design. But there's a high degree of certainty from many sources that I've communicated with that it may come in under $1,000 US. Now keep in mind, the other Ronins, they're bigger, you know, heavy, bulky, not convenient to travel with, especially with other gear. But with the Ronin S, it's just, you know, it's one handle, so that's kind of cool. So can't wait to put the A7 III on top of that with a wide angle lens. That's gonna be wicked cool. Man, getting these calories burned, live streaming, talk about drones, and cameras, got poison ivy. Any prediction about A7S III? Yep. Probably going to be around the same price as A7R III. Probably going to have 4K 60. Probably going to have a new screen on the back, because I think what they're going to do with A7S III, differentiate it from the pack. And I think that's why they gave us so much with the base model A7 III, was that so, you know, they've got to differentiate among the three cameras. A7R III would be, Chris says, I want to see you freestyle drone. Yes, intelligent flight modes. But yeah, so, you know, A7R III, R is for resolution, you get 42 megapixel. But what they didn't give us with the R3 is the good autofocus. So, you know, A7 III, the camera that I currently use, has incredible, but it doesn't do 42 megapixel, and it doesn't do 4K 60. So, in my opinion, will have to do it'll probably still be 24 megapixel, which is fine, but it's probably going to have some sort of really cool back LCD that's bigger than what we get on the A7R III or the A7 III. You know, again, a way to non-verbally say that this is a camera for video. So that's going to be, you know, we'll see what hits, but that's, you know, those are my assumptions. And I think it'd be super cool, and I don't see Sony doing it, but if they would at least let that LCD on the back pop up so that you can film face on video, or pop out to the side so you can film face on video, that would eliminate the need to have a field monitor, or to have the app paired to function as a field monitor like I do. Let's see, we got some comments coming through here. Hey, Kevin. Kevin, thanks again, man. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, A7S3 should be cool, but for my needs with A7 III, I think that'll be my Sony Alpha camera that I'll probably stick to for a while, because I can get excellent still photos, I get excellent battery life, I get incredible autofocus, and you know, for my purposes, doing primarily video, it's the perfect camera. And I would like to have 4K 60, but 4K 60 is more of a wish than a need, because in all sincerity, there's few amount of times that I retime my videos, so that extra frame rate in the 4K 60 would really only benefit me in those scenarios. So 4K 30 is fine, and I think I'll stick with the A7 III for at least a year or so. I mean, unless something radically new comes out. And again, a lot of times on this channel, when I upgrade equipment, it's not necessarily out of necessity. Sometimes it's upgraded because I want to test and try to break the latest and greatest. And you know, that was one of the things with, you know, with making the decision to downgrade from A7R2 to A7 III was, well, the thing that enabled me to do it was the battery life. And the other thing is that the 4K video on the A7 III, I think it's filmed at 5 or 6K, and it's downsampled to 4K. So I'm getting better video quality, I'm getting better battery life, better low light performance, and it's a less expensive camera. Yeah, Ian says Sony would allow touch focus during Play Memories app. Yeah, and you know, that's funny, and I haven't posted the video yet, but that's something I tested in the field yesterday. And although autofocus works when you're in Play Memories, within Play Memories app will not, at least with the current app version. So I don't know if there's a technological limitation for why they can't do that. I mean, within Play Memories app, I can adjust the aperture, I can adjust the ISO. Why can't I tap focus within the app? Sounds kind of stupid, but anyway. Thing is that autofocus has been so rock solid that, you know, even without. But the tap to focus would be good if you were trying to really hone in on a certain object. Drone Tech, hi from Anguilla. Anguilla, man, one of my favorite islands. Welcome aboard. And for everybody out there, if you don't know where Anguilla is and you've never been to Anguilla, basically all you do is you get on an airplane and you fly to St. Martin, Princess Juliana International Airport, and then you get on a ferry and you ferry over to Anguilla. Once you're there, it's an awesome island. It's a somewhat small island, but it's full of good food, good people, and some of the most incredible beaches on the live show. That is super cool. Super duper cool. But yeah, we're on the cusp of some new drone technologies, but again, nothing wrong with Mavic Air. If you go Mavic Air or Phantom 4, you're gonna be perfectly fine. But again, I lean towards Mavic Air just because it's more portable, and I like the high dynamic range in 4K better than the Phantom 4. Well, my phone battery is getting kind of low, so we're going to do another live show here soon. Thanks for tuning in. Again, check out my website, IrixGuy.com, and you can find the previously recorded version of this live show and all my other live shows too. Yeah, someone put out props with less noise for Mavic Air. That'd be cool. But yeah, check out my website. If you want to support my channel, check the link within this video's description. You can, support. There's several ways to support me. One of the simplest ways is to subscribe to my channel and share with others. But you can also go to my website anytime you're looking for drones, drone accessories, cameras, you name it. That's a way to support me. Or you can check me out on Patreon, and if you choose to do so, you can support me there as well. So there's a lot of ways to support, and I appreciate y'all's viewership. Be sure to subscribe, youtube.com/IrixGuy. And y'all have a good day.